everybody. It's Miss Ruth and Sarah. We're welcoming you back to St. James United Church Sunday School class. We're called the Little Lights. Yeah. So we want to welcome back our usual crew. We've got Annie and Elam here, and Jaden and Ezra, and Graydon, and Oliver, Charlotte, and Abigail, and Charlie's joined us, and Owen, Grace, Ashley, Ben, Coco, Claire, Cameron, and Patrick. So that's a big crew today. So hi everybody, we're glad to have you. We're going to start today with In a Very Big Way. It's a song we haven't sung before, and it's kind of a rock song, kind of goes with na na na. So we're gonna go with that right now. Na 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 na, Heidi Heidi hey. Get the beat going. Na 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 na, Heidi Heidi hey. God loves you in a very big way. Na 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 na, Heidi Heidi hey. God loves you in a very big way. When you're afraid, God loves you, Heidi hey. When you're sad, in a very big way. When you need help, Heidi Heidi hey. He'll help you in a very big way. Na 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 na, Heidi Heidi hey. God loves you in a very big way. Na 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 na, Heidi Heidi hey. God loves you in a very big way. God loves you in a very big way. Thanks, Sarah. You really got into the groove that time. Perfect. So we're going to hear a story about Paul again. We started talking about Paul and how he had hurt the early Christians, and then when he got into Damascus, he learned about Jesus' love for him because he had been blinded by the light from God, and then he paid some attention. And Ananias, a friend, came and he got his sight back after they prayed for a long time. Paul prayed for 3 days. So prayer is very, very important. It's very powerful in Paul's day, and it's very powerful today. So I'm going to show you that story now. Okay, we just flip this back. So here we have Paul, and he's now in the city of Damascus. And the people that were there were expecting him to be on their side. He had already got a letter about punishing the early Christians, the early disciples, the early followers of Jesus. And now he had seen the truth that Jesus was the Son of God through Ananias and then through the other Christian leaders and followers at that time. So now he was in trouble in Damascus. He couldn't get out of the city. The leaders had found out that he had changed his ways. And the people were really worried about how he was going to get out of the city safely, because the leaders were all watching the various exits out of Damascus. And so the wall looks something like this. And they found that there was a crack in the wall. And they showed Paul where the crack in the wall was. And they decided that they would do something and get him out a different way. He would not be safe to go out any of the usual ways out of the city. So in nighttime, when it was all dark, they went up to the wall and they had a basket. So this is what the wall looked like. Oh. And this would have been Paul at that time. So they put him in a basket, and they used all their strength to lower him down. So I had a basket from home to show you. It would have been a much bigger basket than this, but to be able to steady that, it would have been wobbly. He would have been swinging back and forth, but finally, thump, he got to the ground safely. So then he got away from Damascus, and he went on his way to Jerusalem. So back to Jerusalem, there were friends there of Jesus, and when they met up with Paul, they weren't very sure about him because they knew that he had been really bad to all the early Christians and persecuting them, putting them in jail. But one friend, Barnabas, said, "No, this man is okay. He has changed his ways. He knows that Jesus is the Son of God, and he is now one of us." So his name was Barnabas. So here's Barnabas welcoming Paul into Jerusalem. And from there on, Paul did many, many good things. God was always with him. So the Bible story has this verse behind it. "In God I will trust, I will not be afraid," from Psalm 56, verse 4. So you'd think that Paul would have been very afraid of leaving Damascus with everybody out after him and going into Jerusalem, where they knew that he had been very bad, very evil. He had now changed his ways, and through Barnabas, he was readily accepted, and he became one of the greatest missionaries. He did 3 huge tours. We've had people from this church go over to the Holy Land and go on some of these tours and see what he did. Very, very powerful thing to do. So this is certainly what we remember. In God I trust, I will not be afraid. So as we go about our lives, we have to remember that God is with us in everything that we're doing. This is a little poster that shows different things we might be doing. And I know that we're all social distancing now, but some of us are still able to have a friend come over or be next door in the yard, and if you have brothers and sisters, they definitely can be close to you. But God is with us when we're playing in the sand, or when we watch the squirrels, when we're playing with our pets outside, like this boy is playing with his dog, listening to the birds, when mom or dad give us our snack, and the flowers this time of year and all the vegetables that are growing. God is with us everywhere we look. So that's a good poster to remind us of that. So we're going to go over to the craft table now. Okay. So this is something that you could make just out of paper, and we put the same verse on it. So I just used the wall that I had over here, just a piece of paper. You can put the lines on it to show a wall, and I got a piece of string and just made a little basket shape and a little circle for a head. Just put the facial features on it. I just put 2 dots for the eyes, and that can be reminder of the story of Paul and how he escaped from Damascus. So that's pretty cool. I was thinking, in school we learn about simple machines in, I think, about grade 3, and so a pulley system would have been another way to get someone down from high up. This is an early pulley from Canada. We had wooden wheels and rope that would go around here, and it could take heavy objects up and down by using a pulley system. So for us to make a pulley, I saw on one of the science shows for children, you could just take a clear bottle that water would have come in, take the cap off, you put a hole in the cap. So I used the point of scissors, so parents are going to have to help with that. Then takes 2 circles made out of Bristol board or cardboard. I found the center by drawing a line across. You're going to push that hole again. I use scissors again through both. And then you glue the cap between the 2 circles, and you put cord around it. And the bottom part of the bottle becomes the basket. So here it is over here, the part we didn't use. So there's our pulley, and that is a skewer that we used so that the basket can go up and down through this little system. And I think it got glued into here, but mine's only going to go a short distance. But you can also make a wall, and you can go behind the wall and put your little Lego man in there and have him go up and down. So that's a cool craft, learning how to make a simple machine called a pulley. Okay. So I'm going to end with this storybook that I really enjoy. God Gave Us Love, but I'm going to read a different page to you this time. So this one is about little cub and grandpa. And it says, "I always like and love you, Grandpa," little cub said. "But why? It's something deep within us, something I can't totally explain, only that God is love, so he created us to love. He ties us all together like the strings on our snowshoes, heart to heart." So I think families are getting really close together during this time of the pandemic, and we realize how much we love one another. And sometimes we are only able to see each other through a Zoom time or some kind of FaceTime with each other, but certainly God's love is showing through all these relationships. So that's it for this week, and I have one more story about Paul next week, and that will end my online sessions for St. James. So have a good week, and remember, God loves you wherever you are. Bye for now.